Hi everybody, we're going to take a look at the iHomefinder control panel. Specifically, we're going to take a look at the lead list and some of the functionality inside of here. Let's hop in. Inside of the lead list, we have a number of columns here that you can change via columns, and there's a number of filters here that you can filter as well. I like to keep personally the ones that show where they are in the pipeline stage, if they're a buyer, a seller, a renter, etc., when they were last active, and their engagement rating. Now note here on this list, as you're looking at large blocks of data for leads, you can go ahead and you can sort these just like you can a spreadsheet. I generally keep them sorted either by last active or engagement rating. So we want to go in here and actually take a look inside of a lead here. This is one of my test leads named Princess Leia Organa, and we can edit quite a few different things here. This screen is a very handy screen to be on while you're on the phone with a client. And so as we hit the edit button, you can see there's some specific things here. We can add additional email addresses as well as additional phone numbers. We can add their birthday and their transaction anniversary date here, so they get an automated email from our system as a nice reminder to go ahead and stimulate referrals. And we can actually put specific things down here, such as, are they working with another agent? No. These people are a buyer. The timeline is they want to be in escrow with 30 days, etc. And we'll notice here on the left some of this information updated down here as well. And so all of those items are in here inside of the lead details of a specific lead. So again, if we click on lead details to the left, we were looking inside of this lead by clicking here. Also, one thing that is nice to note here is you can bookmark something if you want to note. And this will also bookmark it on the mobile app as well. When we go inside of here, we can see all of the lead activity that this specific lead and everything that they've looked at, and the specifics of what they were searching for, and the timestamp up here as well, which is a very handy thing to have. We note that this client is attempted contact. We'll go ahead and change them to nurturing. Now when we go back to the lead list, we'll note in here that Princess Leia Organa is nurturing. A couple of other things that you can do here is we can actually see the specific activity types in here, and we can look at single specificity types or all activity. One thing that I would like to note here is that there are only 3 activity types here that you see, but there is a total of 8. They will not show up in the pick list if that type of activity is not already in the activity stream. So you may click on a different lead and see a different types or more than you see here. This is all based on what type of specific activities are in the stream. We're going to go over here to subscriptions, and we're going to note here that this client was on the general follow-up campaign that was set up here in the automations, and they decided to unsubscribe. We can add this client to market subscriptions. So let's just go down here and look at Roseville, California. These are markets here, and you can have 3 different reports. And if you don't want them to see open houses, for example, you can uncheck that. If they're a buyer or a seller that only wants to see market reports, you could add just the market reports. For this, we'll go ahead and add all for this exercise, and you will note they all show up here as well. And the activity that the client has when they're clicking on either emails, texts, or through the website will show up all under the area here for the specific market that they're on. We can see this client has a saved search also as well, and this client's been opening up these listings via email or via a text message. So you can go back, and before you make a phone call to them or you meet with them, you can have a good idea of what they're actually looking at. Now, you note here that this listing right here is not data driven in any way. There's nothing here, in other words. That's because this listing has been sold and is no longer on the market. Now we can go in here to the property organizer. Now I want to make one thing really clear with our system. The property organizer here, we can create a saved search, but you do not have to do that with our system. If you set up the automations, which your customer success rep will do with you when you sign up, or if you go through any training one-on-one through our Zoom system, this will all be set up. But you can add additional save searches. And also, what's well worth noting is a client can actually set a save search up from the front end search on the website. So there's a save search that the client set up here for Roseville, California, for both houses and condos, and their email alerts are turned on. We can also see if they favorited any hearts on every listing, and on the list there's a little heart they can click on to favorite listings, and you can see what they favorited as well. And very handy to have here is the notes section. This is also something that will pop up on the app after you send a text or an email or a phone call from within the iHomefinder app on your cell phone. This will automatically pop up so you can leave a note, and these synchronize in real time. In fact, anything that you do in this lead, either from the app or from the desktop version that we're using now, will synchronize in real time. Last but not least, we can always watch here what we mark under here, so this will be reflected in the list one more time. If we go back and we look at Princess Leah Organa, she is now uncontacted.